Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. When I saw this story this morning, I nearly choked on my sugar puffs. I knew straight away I would have to do a video on it. It's my first video of the day. It's an awful story. I couldn't believe it. And it's an indictment of how bad things are getting in Scotland. Scottish education system has gone from being one of the best to being an absolute joke. But when you read this, nobody is laughing. And I will say that any parent with pupils at this school needs to pull them out, because it's very worrying when you're getting teachers talking to children as young as 5 and inquiring whether they're gay or transgender. What the hell business is it of teachers? This is something for the parents to decide. And why are they even asking? And why are they continuing this agenda, this push to sexualise children? We all know why, because we all know what the P in SNP stands for. Here's the article. So, Scottish primary school faces backlash after asking children under 12 if they identify as gay or transgender in a bizarre questionnaire. The survey from Merkinch Primary School in Inverness emerged today online, and it asked children attending its classes if they are transgender or gay in a survey. And it came after Nicola Sturgeon shepherded controversial laws through on gender ID, which have the sole effect of endangering women and children, because that's the direction of travel for the SNP. We know, like I say, what the P is. That's their direction of travel on that particular thing. So they must continue this push against children all the time. And now they're targeting children as young as 5. They are sick people. But anyway, a primary school is asking young children attending its classes if they are transgender or gay. Merkinch Primary School is quizzing its pupils aged between 5 and 12 in an equality and diversity study. The poll, which has been savaged by a number of campaigners, unsurprisingly, asks if the children how they identify. It also asks the youngsters if they've ever laughed at or been unkind to someone because they are gay or transgender. Mail Online has contacted the school for comment on the survey, but has received no response. When you get no response like that, it's because they know they're in the wrong. They know they have been caught out doing awful things. And so they're saying, if we say nothing, perhaps it will blow over and go away. And perhaps it will. But they're not even responding, because they know they're ashamed. They have been caught and they are absolutely ashamed of what they've done. And that's why you don't speak. If they believed in what they were doing, they would be out there and they'd be defending their actions. They're not defending it. This has emerged days after Nicola Sturgeon and the Scottish Government forced through removing the need for a medical diagnosis of gender dysphoria before applying to change gender, as well as lowering the minimum age to 16. So you could have people still in school undergoing life-changing operations simply on a whim before understanding the full, ramifications of what they're doing, before they've finally even finished developing as human beings. And that is very, very dangerous. And that's what the SNP are doing. They're pushing this through. They're pushing it all the time. They want to normalise it. They want to normalise these things. And they want to normalise the discussion of matters like this with very young children. Salami slice, thin, 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 step by step by step. Little steps, constantly in one direction. And that is the sexualisation of, in this case, very young children. They want them, they want to normalise it at sort of age 5, effectively. That's their direction of travel. And these people are sick. Anyway, women's groups have mounted protests with regards to the gender law, with Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling being has labelled Miss Sturgeon as a destroyer of women's rights. And she is. And she's actually bringing a law in there that has absolutely endangered women from day one. The moment that law came in, women in Scotland were no longer safe. Rights campaigner Kelly J. Keane said of the school survey, it's very sinister. It's really sinister, she says. Asking children's identity at that age is really inappropriate. The survey is asking it's to think about something that doesn't apply. It doesn't when you're talking 5-year-olds, for Christ's sake. Schools should not be places to indoctrinate children with these ideologies. There is an overwhelming harm of teaching any child that they may be in the wrong body. We do not know what the repercussions might be. And anybody who cares about children should not be introducing ideas like this to them so young. The school has a history of stirring controversy amid the transgender debate. This school is an inappropriate school. Every parent needs to pull every pupil from it. In 2018, parents blasted its decision to end boys and girl only races at Sports Day. So what they're saying is the boys can race the girls, and if the girls are shit, because look, the girls didn't win. Oh, it's only boys are winning. Only boys are winning. Boys are great. Girls, you don't count. We'll just cancel girls, and that's another push. They're cancelling women because there's only going to be one gender eventually, and that is your gender. There is no gender. You're all identical. You're all drones. You're all clones and drones, and it doesn't matter what you are. But if you happen to be female, you're shit. That's the push. Women don't count. There's men, and then there's what they call women are men who are better women than women. That's their push here. It made the move after the Highland Council emailed out new guidelines to improve inclusion for pupils who are lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender or intersex. The decision meant all the children competed together, but mothers and fathers feared it could cause the children to be bullied. It also is degrading to girls who cannot win in sports events against boys. And these girls who could have gone on to do great things in sport, but then were so disheartened by the fact that they couldn't beat the boys, have given it up. That's what this school's doing. At the time, mother of two, Melissa Watson, said it was a big talking point for me and my mates. There was a race between 5 girls and 1 boy, and he came last, and all the boys were like, ha, you got beaten by a girl. In my eyes, this opens the kids up to being bullied. Yeah, but they don't care about people. They don't care about individuals. They don't care about the children themselves. They are pushing this agenda. They're pushing this agenda of cancellation of women and sexualisation of young children. That's all they care about. A spokesman for the council said every effort was made to ensure the children ran in heats of similar abilities. The head teacher did not make this decision because of any guidelines issued to schools, but from an idea she had seen at another school where the parents mixed races. And the head teachers have delegated authority in the Highland to making decisions such as this as they see appropriate and best for the education and well-being of their pupils. Well, those head teachers, and then this particular head teacher, is obviously not doing the best in terms of education and is not doing the best in terms of well-being. This is intrusive, it's creepy, and it's wrong. And that head teacher needs to lose her job. She needs to be put on a register because she poses a direct threat to children. Any teacher that is introducing sexual concepts to a 5-year-old is a clear and present danger to children. If you're doing that if you're introducing this sort of concept to children, you're sexualising children, you are a P. That head teacher is a P. She needs to lose her job and be kept well away from children. She is a threat. And it's just unbelievable. But of course, this is happening in Scotland because this is the push. This is the push from the top. You know, the fish rots from its head. And this particular fish is a sturgeon. And she is introducing this, and it's filtering down through all levels of authority in Scotland. You've got the police who can't do their job because they're too busy showing everyone how wonderful they are, you know, being friends of the gays and the trans and everything like that. Can't actually arrest anyone for a crime. You've got these gender laws being brought in, despite not one woman being heard at the committee stage. They heard from transgenders, 17 of them. They want to introduce 5 women who were victims, and they said no. So this is the direction of travel. And now it's coming through in the education system, where they're pushing these concepts onto children as young as 5. Wake up, Scotland. Do something. Anyway, I'm going to finish here. I'm going to come up and finish the video. At the next election, the people of Scotland have got to vote out the SNP. It doesn't matter who you vote for. But you cannot allow these people to continue what they're doing, to continue down this line. They're endangering women and they're coming after your children. A line has to be drawn, and it has to be drawn pretty damn quick. Now, I would suggest that this teacher is publicly, fired, made a very big issue of firing this teacher, removing her from the register, the teaching register, the roster, whatever they call it, disbarring her from ever working in the schools again. I suggest she also goes onto a register. And this is all very loud and very public and shown that this is what's going to happen to people who do this to children as young as 5. And somebody in the Scottish government needs to take responsibility. And I would suggest the Scottish Education Minister loses their job as well, because this is not acceptable. I don't think anyone in anywhere, not just Scotland, I don't think anyone anywhere wants a teacher to do this and introduce concepts like this to 5-year-old children. It's wrong. It's ethically wrong, morally wrong, by any standard of behaviour or expectation of care. It's wrong. There is no duty of care in Scottish schools anymore, because your children are now being brainwashed into finding this kind of thing totally acceptable, as they have this push towards access of children for personal gratification. That's the direction of travel. And people of Scotland, you're allowing this to happen if you keep voting for the SNP. That's what they're doing to your children. So good luck. Either vote them out or do something, because you cannot protect your children from them if you keep voting these people in. And I'm out. Thank you very much for listening. If you like what you're seeing here on the channel, please hit the subscribe button if you will. Ring the bell for notifications of future output. Leave a like, leave a comment. Please share this video. Absolutely do share this video. And until next time, stay safe, stay well, protect your children from their teachers, and goodbye.